junior, senior year, students will kind of start separating themselves a little bit by GPA, what they want to do in life. If you get to your senior year and have no idea what you want to do, that's okay. College helps you figure that out a little bit. Till you get exposed to different careers and different opportunities, you're not going to know exactly what you want to do. So it's okay not to know when you graduate that I want to be a doctor or I want to be a lawyer, whatever it may be. So just keep that in mind. You don't have to be the smartest student to get a college education. Students, if you work hard, who prepare, they'll complete their degrees. Don't think you have to graduate at the top of your class. It helps, but if you're not at the top, that's fine. Okay. The building we were just in, West mentioned, this is a career programming building. So this building has nursing, dental hygiene, radiography. If you're a student who's interested in the health science programs, this is where you will spend most of your time. We have a full functioning dental clinic at the bottom of the building. So students who are in dental hygiene, who are practicing to be dental hygienists, they actually will go around and recruit students on campus to come to the clinic, and that allows them to do some hands-on care, prevention, treatment. Some of you are laughing like, and it is kind of awkward because they'll see me and I'm like, hey, would you mind coming to the clinic? And they'll give me the flyer, and I'm like, I have my dentist that I go to. The reason why I say it takes them a little bit longer time because they're practicing. So a typical dental visit, you're not in there for a very long time. However, because they're practicing, it takes them a little bit longer time to get through. And so that's okay. But yeah, this is a career programming building. There are a lot of different things that happen in the building as far as continuing education courses. So for example, if you're interested in pet grooming, if you're interested in college for kids for your age, middle school, we have something now called Discovery Stations, which kind of gives you an opportunity to do a lot of different things other than just a typical college for kids opportunity. So just take a look. We have brochures and pamphlets that we mail out to you, but we have some on campus. So if you see one, you can take them off. They're free. Okay? All right, you can follow me this way. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask any questions you have.
Paid for what? Or maybe. I don't know how I'm going to get the money though, but I figured that out. I feel dizzy. Why do you feel dizzy? Exhausted, that's why. Notice me! I can't. Well, I mean, I couldn't sleep because of my insomnia. I took my medicine, but my medicine didn't affect me.
Anyone interested in education? Any teachers? Early childhood, daycare? We have a pediatrician possibly? Okay. So I'll just point out, we do have a daycare center on campus. We have a lot of our students, now keep in mind, students at a community college are different age groups. They can be right out of high school. They may have graduated high school, maybe worked a little bit and figured out, I'm tired of working, I want to get some type of degree so I can make more money. So they come back maybe in their 20s. We have students who are your parents' age. We have students that may be your grandparents' age. So community college serves the community, students of all walks of life. It doesn't matter really what experience they have in education. We can help get them to where they need to go. So the Child Care Center allows students to bring children here. They're taking classes. Their kids are here on campus, and they can take classes. They're here, and then when they're finished, they pick them up and they can leave. So it's open to the public. If you're a student who's interested in education, you can do an internship with them. So that's something that if you're interested in becoming an elementary school teacher or a child care daycare provider, you can get some experience while you're on campus. Okay? All right, so I just want to point that out. We get a lot of questions So this building here, administration and student affairs. This is where students start. If they want to come to HCC, they need to apply, like Wes mentioned, complete an application online. We accept everyone who applies. So you apply to the college, complete an application. We send you an acceptance letter that says, welcome to HCC. These are your next steps in the process. Students who are interested in financial aid, the financial aid office helps them do their FAFSA. You'll learn more about the FAFSA as you get into high school. You'll start completing that typically around October or so of your senior year, right? And then finance office deals with tuition. So that's the money you pay for the classes you're taking. They have payment plans. They can help students out with that. So that all happens within this building. Really good question. Do students live on our campus? What do you think? Just looking at the campus, do you think we have students who live here on campus? So we don't. We don't have any dorms. No students live here. A lot of our students just commute throughout the day, right? And they're in the tri-state area. So Wes mentioned we have students who come from West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Virginia. As far as Frederick, even Baltimore, DC, we have students that come up from those areas as well. So we have a nice mix of students who come and go throughout the day. Wes mentioned there's 10,000 students total taking courses. Our current enrollment is around 3,000 for the semester. It will never feel like that many students are on campus. So classes start at different times, so students come and go based on their classes they're taking. Okay, but once again, this is where students start out. If they're interested in taking classes, they come in and submit their transcripts, complete an application, they meet with someone to talk about financial aid. Okay.
You ever hear of learning resource centers?
This is a large classroom for us. So our typical class size is 22 to 25 in the class. So it'll be very similar to what you probably have in maybe middle school, high school. It could be a lot less than that. It depends on what class you're taking. This building's a learning resource center. So on the first floor, there's classroom spaces like this, where students would take like a public speaking course, or they may take an intro to visual arts course, where they learn about the history and culture of art. Down the hall would be some additional classrooms. The second floor is going to be our media center, our library, so students can go in there and get support for tutoring. If they just need a quiet place to study, or if they're writing a paper and they need to do some research on what they're writing, they can get some assistance with that. And the third floor of the building is a testing center. So Wes mentioned, like, if students have below a 3.0 GPA, they take a placement exam. Basically what a placement exam would be, and that's why I say it's so important to do well in high school. A placement exam is going to assess everything you learned in high school: math, English, and writing. Right? And then from there, it will determine what classes you start out taking at a college. So if you're below a 3.0, you take the placement exam. If students test into a developmental course, it's a refresher course of what they learned in math and English in high school. So basically, you're kind of repeating a course on information you already learned. We want to make sure you're taking the appropriate courses and you do well. So that's the reason why we did the placement exam, because students will be at different ability levels. So that's the third floor. And they have additional testing that goes on the third floor as well. So any questions? So this is a typical standard classroom for us. Students have access to Wi-Fi, so if you have a laptop, whatever you want to bring in, iPad to take notes, you can. No bells or dismissal. You come in your classes in the morning, 8:30 to 9:45. Typically classes are an hour and 15 minutes long. You show up on time. If you need to get up and use the restroom, you dismiss yourself, use the restroom, you come back to class. If you need to take a phone call, you step out and excuse yourself. It's about being respectful of others in the course and the instructor. And you're gonna find your instructor is not gonna hold your hand through everything you do. So they're gonna assign you work, they're gonna expect you to turn it in on time. In high school, you may notice, and maybe in middle school, you have a little bit of flexibility, maybe turn something in late, and they count it, college. They tell you, well, hey, your assignment needs to be turned in on Monday at 5 p.m., and you turn it in a minute later, they may not accept it. They don't have to, because they work at a different standard of expectation. So that's something to keep in mind. The classes typically Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday. You get to pick and choose what time you want to take classes. So if you're like myself and you like to get up early in the morning and get your day started, you take early morning classes. If you like to sleep in, you take a noon or afternoon class. Classes are online as well, so if you'd like to take on online or virtual learning, you can. So there's a lot of different options to choose from in college. Okay. Any questions?
One hour.
New York Student Center. We're working for the register for courses. A lot of the supports Wes talked about, trio support, things like that are in this building. We also have a cafe called the Hilltop Grill, so it has a lot of different food options, a coffee bar, what else? A little bit of everything, campus store, the sweatshirts, all kinds of stuff like that, books or classes. So we'll go in so you can take a look. And then we have different activities, organizations, clubs, like Gus mentioned, where students will come and get a lot of this information.
Oh, sorry. We need to stab you. No, I like to be stabbed.
Dr. Christina was providing some middle school would be like an administrator, right? So she works with a lot of our students, you know, and helps them out, supports, helping them out, any questions they have. She does a lot of different things on campus. So, but yeah, she would be a person you would maybe see coming through the student center, or if she had any questions about activities, things like that.
We want to make sure students have a good experience while they're here on campus. And I was just wondering where your purple was, and I see some purple hair. So welcome to campus. I saw another group earlier with RJ.
Yeah, so we split them up, yep. So
Pittsburgh as well?
Yep.
Great, excellent. Well, we can get on your tour. Welcome.
Thank you.
So you'll notice,
Thank you.
also some direction of different offices or services you're looking for. So registration is where, once again, academic advisor, school counselor, she helps students select courses. Talk about trio support in our overview. Their office is to the left.
Hi.
Upper down there. There's a video shoot there. Top girls for students will meet throughout the day, so if you're not on the lunch shift, you're never going to meet, right? Game room, just like to play video games after class, or when you're in class, not going to class, you can be out there, in the additional office, activities office. We'll have club organizations, so things going on throughout the week. Do not need parking permit. Second is open time, the 16 to 8. So there's a lot that goes on in this building. So a lot of different activities we have throughout the semester. So then if you're in Hansford, you're taking a class, you're still a college student with us, there's a free activities that are posted. For example, when I was in that's great. So you just, the class goes collage, you take it and go, you're leaving, or just hanging out on campus. Okay? But this open area here is where a lot of students will hang out throughout the day. So you'll see some of them now, they're studying. You're getting ready because your last day's class is May 9th for most students. So they're probably preparing for final exams. They're getting ready because their semester's coming to an end. And then some of them, if they're not taking a summer courses begin May 22nd. We don't see them again until August 28th. Okay, that's the start of our fall semester. Any questions? Okay, yeah. That's a good question. So if you're doing 2 years here, so typically the benefits of a community college, it makes your first 2 years of college, and if you're here longer than that, that's fine. But 2 years to get associate's degree a lot is cheaper. So to give you an idea, if you live here, but you live in Smithsburg, so in county, for a 2-year degree, it's going to be around a little over $8,000 for a 2-year degree. And that's before there's any funding way to help you pay for it. Okay. Now, remember how I talked to you about taking classes in high school? You may be able to get a semester or a year worth of college that's done completely free before you come in here. So that's the importance of understanding when you go to 9th grade, you want to do well in all your classes, you're really trying to pass that MCAT. When you take it, because you could end up, by the time you graduate, you could have a year of college done and not pay anything. Okay. You know, so it's beneficial for you. It helps you financially. But yeah, typically $8,000 for a 2-year degree. At a 4-year college, as you research 4-year colleges, because students live on campus and they have to buy meal plans and they have to have somewhere to live, it can be $20,000 for 1 year.
Oh.
Just for 1 year. So it's that's a lot. So students here, because they don't live on campus, they don't have to have a meal plan, and they don't have to have, we don't charge them to live on campus. So that saves you money, where you just maybe live at home and be at home for the first 2 years of college. And then if you need to get a bachelor's degree, you can transfer, you live on college wherever you decide to go for the next 2 years and make it a lot more affordable. So you're not borrowing a lot of money.
All right.
Yep.
That definitely did help.
Yeah. Because I was in a situation, like I said, years and years ago, my mom didn't have money, she was a single parent. I really didn't know if I could afford college because we just didn't have money set aside. But the great thing about it is I was awarded a Pell Grant. So when you do that FAFSA, a Pell Grant's awarded to students whose families don't make a lot of money, and it gives you money to pay for your classes and your books, and a little bit extra money in your pocket for like gas, meals, and if your family doesn't make a lot of money, you may be eligible for the Pell Grant, and you don't pay that back. You're not borrowing that money. As long as you do well in your classes, you don't have to pay that back.
All right.
Okay? All right, so this building here is the BSH, Behavior Science and Humanities. Anyone who likes history, psychology, sociology, a lot of the courses are in here. So history, a lot of history courses in this building. It's one of the oldest buildings on campus, but if we were to walk on the inside there, you'll notice a lot of updates. And so that's what we hear from a lot of our students that visit, that they really like the campus, it looks nice. And there's a lot of volunteers that come here to help plant flowers and make sure everything looks really nice. And then we try to make sure we update everything as we go. So new buildings, making sure everything looks updated. So there's a lot of money, a lot of time invested into the college because that's important. And as you start to look at 4-year schools, as you get into high school, and if you're looking at a 4-year school you want to go to, it's important to understand, like, do you feel comfortable at that college? So you do a visit, right? You see how people are interacting, what classes are you going to take, what program, and that'll play an important role in your decision to go to college or what college you decide to apply to, okay? But yeah, BSH history courses, criminal justice program is also, most of the criminal justice courses are located in that building. Any questions? Okay, nope.
Yes, I asked them 2 questions which are simple. Yeah. But the other ones, like, where would you live on campus? Well, like, it's like, if
You don't live on campus here.
I know, but if you like had to, like, you don't live close to it. Like, let's say I want to apply here. Like, where would I be if you lived closer?
Well, you have to either find a place to live closer.
First rule is cybersecurity. So anyone interested in computers, cybersecurity,
You would live
that's the
on
first
campus.
rule of the building. Down the
But
steps
there's
there.
plenty of places to
When you see
live.
this front of the building, that's where a lot of your classrooms are located, and then on the other side of the lab, you go to the lab on the other side, so microbiology lab, just a regular bio lab. So a lot of students are taking science-based courses or programs. If you want to be a doctor, pre-med, biology-related, chemistry-related courses, everything's going to be in this building. The building across from it is going to be the Learning Support Center. So students are probably in there once again studying, preparing for final exams that will happen this week into next week. Free tutoring, as you can see, walk in for free on support tutoring. If you had need help with classes, let's say, for example, you're taking a math course, and if you're like me, probably was one of my weakest subjects. If you're at home and you're working on a math assignment and you need help, it's maybe Saturday or Sunday, you can come out here and walk into the building and someone can help you out. So they know exactly what teachers are expecting in some of the courses and what assignments they're giving out. If you miss a science lab, you can go in there and get help. They can replicate the lab. So if you're taking like a human biology course, and there's something you didn't learn or you had to leave for early or something like that, they can go in and mimic the lab for you so you can catch up on some of the learning you missed. So a lot of great opportunities, a lot of athletes. How many student athletes, how many of you guys are involved in athletics? A couple of you, okay. You can continue on with that in college. It's very demanding in college to be a student athlete because you're trying to juggle both the academics along with the sports obligation. And there's so many credits for courses you have to be in to be eligible, but it's workable, you can do it, but just keep in mind, typically in college, it is more demanding for student athletes than what it is in high school, but you definitely can do both. So a lot of times athletes will spend time in there, but their coach will say you have to spend so many hours per week getting tutoring or getting help or study hall, and they can actually see when they check in how many hours they spend in the learning support center. Okay. All right, we'll go down the steps and we're going to go to Kepler here.
So the reason why I have to record it is like my memory, so I can get everything. I wish I would have brought a driver's I don't want to, like, I don't want to try.
Well, you're not going to figure that out.
Oh, nice.
Heavy.
You can see a lot of times our work is being displayed throughout the park here. You can walk around, check it out, you can take a look at it. Anyone interested in art, music, things? Okay, good. And we'll do, sometimes we'll have high school, like, so some of the high school throughout the county, if they have like the art class, so probably sometimes we'll do displays of their work as well, or we'll have a show this week. So you can check it out, you can walk this way, you can, there's more some art display here.
Chorus?
Yeah.
I don't know, that's something.
Is there chorus here? Like singing?
So we have now. So we do have what we call Robinwood players. So they do like musicals. So Chicago's a musical that they're working on right now. But you can take like individual lessons and stuff like that. But if you just like to sing and you want to be involved in like musical, you can do that as well. So we have a music program. We don't actually have a course or choir here, but there are opportunities to get involved in music if that's something you like to do. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like they said, Chicago's going to be what they're doing, and that would be an example of one of like the places they're doing where that singing element will be part of that. And so, if you're interested, that's a good opportunity to get involved. And typically, what they do is like they have you. There's some classes too, so typically they're part of it. They just meet and they kind of prepare and get everything. I mean, it's really elaborate because they actually do the whole costume, everything. There's so much behind, that goes on behind the scenes, which is pretty cool.
It's just like I'm scared to be on stage, but like I enjoy
Okay.
singing.
Okay. Yeah. And that's something that working in something like that may bring that part out of you and helps you get more comfortable with it. So, which is, sometimes until you get exposed to that, where you're kind of that stage fright,
Yeah.
until you get more of that and learn more and how that maybe, handle that and get more confident in yourself, then, so that's a great opportunity for students to be part of. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Thanks.
All right, so what you'll notice here too, we have a second floor, so there's a lot of classrooms there at the second floor. Public speakings, of course, they may be held in here. Art courses, sculpting, all kinds of different opportunities. So like I said, you love art. This is typically where you're going to have a lot of art-related courses. You guys may have been in a couple of theater before.
Great.
And we always have stuff explained here, kind of what's going on. Like, so we have Robinwood Players, which is like a drama theatrical club. We do have a dance program here as well. So if you like to dance, you can be part of that.
going over like the park and all that.
Mm-hmm.
There was this Pride one, but I don't know the second
Yeah,
one.
yeah, the Pride Alliance.
What is that exactly?
Yeah, so I'm not for sure exactly what groups are part of that. I want to say probably LGBTQ across the board. They are pretty active on campus because we have a lot of students who have interest. So that's something that students can always seek out. And like with clubs, are very simple. They'll have like a week where they'll have clubs set outside here, and like you just go up and get information, and it's free to join. It's just want to be part. They'll kind of get your contact information, and you join the club.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty easy set up. A couple things I'll point out. You'll notice campus is one big circle, right? A lot of your buildings are in this location. The farthest building away from here is going to be the ARC where you got dropped off, or the wellness center, a recreational facility. Students have 15 minutes in between classes. So 10 to 11:15, 11:30. If you take an 8:30 to 9:45 class, you'll have 15 minutes. The next class will be 10 to 11:15, 11:30 to 12:45. Plenty of time to get to where you need to go. And you can probably grab a snack if you wanted at the student center and still get to class on time. Typically with attendance, your instructors will take attendance because if you're receiving financial aid, you have to attend your courses. So if you're receiving a scholarship and let's just say you don't show up, they can revoke that scholarship and you're left paying that money back to whoever you're receiving it from. Or if you don't maintain a certain GPA where you're getting financial aid, if they pay for some of your classes, you may have to pay that money back. So kind of keep that in mind when you hear about financial aid and scholarships. Scholarships are nice, but read the small print. How many years? What happens if I stop taking classes? That information is important to know with scholarships, and you'll learn a little bit more about that in high school. Okay. So our next stop will be, there's like 2 more buildings we'll stop, kind of talk about, and then we'll head back over to the wellness center, see how we go into the arts and kind of see the gym and some of the other stuff.
They want to play. Is that a play?
No, they just stuff in there. Yeah, they'll have like they do like a petting zoo and stuff like that for them to set up. And then they'll do in the summer, as it starts to get warmer, they'll do like water play outside. They have all kinds of different activities. So they always, every time you go by, they wave and say, hey,
Now we get to attention.
So the building behind you is the Advanced Technology Center. If you're interested in graphic design, any computer-based design-related courses, robotics, interactive gaming, design, programming, they're all going to be, the courses would be in the building, this building here. Yep. It was nice. Alright. So this is our newest building on campus. It's called the CBIS Center for Business and Entrepreneurial Studies. So business-related courses for students who are interested in starting their own companies or businesses. So we do a lot with helping them get started. So if you have an idea, you want to be an entrepreneur, go in business for yourself, you can start here. And what we do is we mentor, they provide mentoring, and they provide tech space for you to help you build your company and your ideas until you grow and expand on your own and you leave. It's kind of like what we call incubator. It facilitates, helps you really get to where you're trying to go. So there's a lot of unique companies in here right now, or startups that are going on. And sometimes with this building, you're going to see a lot of tech just in the parking lot. So you see a lot of Teslas, things like that. A lot of these people are into tech and tech-related businesses. So what they do is create a service. They create a product that's currently not provided. And then what they do is really build that up where they're making pretty good money on their own, and eventually they'll branch out and do their own thing. So we do have a couple of students. I think one student's doing like a mobile gaming platform. That he's turned into a mobile gaming platform. So he's in the incubator right now, just getting help with that. And it'll become a business. You may see it around Hagerstown. Anyone interested in culinary arts? Okay, so culinary, we don't have a culinary program, but we do have startup food trucks. So someone who wants to provide a food truck service, they have a kind of idea what they want to serve, what they want to do. They can kind of use this as a starting point to help them get their business up and running. Okay, so a lot of great opportunities. I wish I could take you guys in there. I know there's a lot going on, and typically we get access to the second floor. We have to have someone open it up for us, but it's probably, like I said, one of our most renovated, up-to-date buildings on campus. Deep Olive. That's what her, so she does no big, she uses the clients, they come in her office, really nice. Yeah, she had the new office. Yeah. So you with her, and she does the whole, orders everything, comes to our work, she does
Oh yeah. But I have my course. I have my course. I did. go so bad. I'm gonna leave my stuff over. But that's fine. Yeah, I'm not gonna sacrifice my one head. I know, but my parents will have to They only said yes. I just didn't get so I couldn't get John. I wouldn't even pay for my parents to go to that concert. What? I would pay for my parents to get to Yes, I have to pay for it.
Like high school graduations are here for some high schools, depending on the size. And then up there is the wellness center. The second floor is going to be back the hallway. There's classrooms, so like CPR, first aid, nutrition, personal wellness. And there's the wellness center. Students can work out for free anytime they want. It's up to you. You fall.
It looks like people like camping. Not kidding. I can walk.
Yeah. Okay, let's four.
You can sit down.
I can't lift you.
This is where you walk, run. That's fine.
I have a question for you. Is there like anything else that we could have to like learn more about this place?
Yeah, so we can so a lot of information online on our website, Hagerstown. It's www.hagerstownhcc.edu. Or you just put in HCC, Hagerstown Community College, it'll come up. We have a lot of information, like programs of study. If you just want to look at different programs, if you look, it'll have a title, program of study, and all the programs are in alphabetical order. We post a lot of stuff on social media as well. So like any upcoming activities or events, like Comic-Con's going to be here. So all that information will be there, and like who's eligible, what time, what day. So a lot of information is online. And then what'll happen is you get into high school, we do a lot of visits. So I go into high schools and meet with students and talk to students about HCC. Some students' classes will have us in like a health course, maybe sometimes, hey, can you come and talk to our students? And your school counselor will provide you a lot of information. So like I said, I typically students going, I always tell freshmen, because it can be a tough transition for some students going to middle school to high school and not understand the importance of doing well in their classes. And even if it's a C in the class, if you put your best forth your best effort, but it's just not a subject you're strong in, you get a C, that's good than better. It's better than failing the class, right? So I always like to tell students, freshman, sophomore, you have to take this serious. Like the sooner you focus your studies and do well, you're just gonna have more opportunities. Like your junior, senior year, if you don't want to be in school all day, you come out here. Like, you don't have to be there. And that's where the opportunities come from, doing well your first 2 years in high school. But yeah, a lot of information online. And then I always have students, if students ever want to reach out to me, we can always set up a time. I give tours, we talk about different classes they take, we just get more information. So, that's something that my information is on the website. or your school counselor to set it up, you always can reach out to me if you just want to ever just come out again and just get more information, especially as you get into high school, because you'll have more questions as you start taking some more classes. But yeah, we're always open to the public and just helping students try to figure out what to do or just answer questions and take questions.
Okay.
Yep.
I just had to make a plan because, like, I'm really interested in like college, but like at the same time, I'm scared to go to college because like I'm not like fully ready, but like I wanna.
Yeah, and you're going to be getting ready. That's what house school's going to prepare you for. And I understand your feeling because, like I said, I was first generation, so none of my family had a degree, and my mom was a single parent. So she helped me, but she had no idea. Like, she never took college courses. She never did financial aid. So it was like me. I was my first time being like, I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I can do this. Like, you doubt yourself a little bit. But the great thing about a community college is that everyone's very helpful here. So, like, when you start taking classes, people are going to encourage you and support you. As long as you're willing to make sure you put forth the effort. That's the main thing.
Yeah. Jim behind you. Right in the middle. Right in the middle.
So, and like I said, high school's going to prepare you for that. Like, it prepares you to kind of get ready. That's what it's doing. It's preparing you for life after high school, right? College, work, whatever it may be. And so, like I said, as long as you put the effort in your classes and you're going to see those opportunities, you can say, hey, you know, when you schedule your classes, you have an opportunity because you did well on your state exam. If you want to go to take an HCC class or two, you can. And then as you get to your junior, senior year, you may be to say, hey, you know, you have all your credits for graduation. If you want to go out there and take classes at HCC, you can. You know, so yep, you're in a good spot right now. Now you're learning about college. You've been on a college tour, right? You've seen a campus. Now is the next step for you. The next 2 years in high school is preparing to get here and be a student. If that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
You know.
Do I have to do the challenge?
Say it again. Oh, do you have to do challenge? I don't know. Not for sure. That's up to your.
Wait, what are we doing?
Take a picture.
Can you send it to me?
Thank you. All right. I'm gonna walk. Yeah, and I'm gonna. Yo. Yes. This is my good time. Mine is good. Mine is good. Yeah. What? No. Do you get shorter from the back and the front?
This from my right kind of not scooch in. All right, Josiah, up here.
I have one in here. I want the inside. Oh wait, no.
Hi.
This hurt my body. You guys should post this on the Google Classroom so that way we can No. Wait, can I like not be in the fit then? Hold on.
No, come on, friend.
No. With me. You dragged her down. No, you're staying right here.
All right, that's not. That's not bending your knees. This thing, yeah. This middle row, kind of. Short yourselves. Haley, I see you. Yeah, you guys are good. Yeah, like Haley,
I know what I'm saying.
Stifler.